All right, guys, it's Wednesday, April 18th, 2019. That means it's time for the BTC weekend fishing forecast. Stick around. Okay, so this week what we saw was everything's finally doing what it's supposed to do. The spillway's closed, salinity's getting a little better. We're seeing more and more pockets of clean water, and the fish are responding. The temperature's hitting the right spots, and everything's starting to be where it's supposed to. White trout, ground mullet inshore have absolutely turned on this week, okay? From Bay St. Louis to Biloxi Back Bay, all the usual spots where you're seeing those fish, they should be there. Doing that kind of fishing, I prefer squid. Lasts a little bit longer, it's a little bit more affordable, and it gets good results, ground mullet, white trout. Redfish, flounder, and drum are all still being caught in really good numbers inshore as well. So that's a great thing. You're able to put together a really good mixed box right now in inshore waters. Speckled trout. Had a couple really good trips this week, surprisingly, in some spots that I haven't fished in a while, and good quality fish, mostly keepers, and they're all having roe in them, which is a good sign for me. It says everything's starting to get geared up for the spawning season. So that's what I wanted to see. Now, it was kind of hit or miss when I found fish that were stacked up in one area, but we were able to do really well. Had to cover a lot of water still to try to find the better pockets and cleaner water, but those fish are starting to gang up, okay? It's starting to happen. Ventured across to the Louisiana marsh a few times as well. Having to run around a lot again, finding pockets of clean water. The trout bite was a little slow for me on the other side, but I know other guys that did really well. That tells me those fish are concentrated just like I found them in Mississippi. I was either in them or I was out of them, okay? Not a whole lot in between. So you gotta run around till you find what you're looking for. Look for the bait, look for moving water over structure and all those things. What it was all over in the marsh, what we did find a lot of were big redfish. The big bulls are on the prowl. And they weren't as hard to find as the trout were. So there's still a lot of action if you're going across, and a lot of your trout holes are going to be full up with big bulls. So gear up a little bit or be ready for them, because they will bust up some of that lighter trout tackle. All right, so that's the inshore report for this week. One last thing, the sheephead bite is finally starting to slow down. I had somebody ask me about that. We kind of expected that, so it's getting to that time of year where the spawn's starting to wrap up and those big aggregations of spawning sheephead are starting to thin out. Weather report, we did it backwards this week because obviously you can probably hear it on this video. It's blowing a hurricane out here, okay? It's Armageddon. Turn on the news or look at Facebook, and apparently the world's gonna end tonight on Thursday night. So watch the video, the rest of the video, before the end of the world. Now I'm just kidding, but we do expect more severe weather coming through this afternoon, this evening. It's bad enough where they're letting the kids out of school early, so people are absolutely losing their mind over this stuff. Please be safe, monitor the weather. It is that tornado time of year, and so it's just something to keep an eye on. The pattern has changed just a little bit though. The last 3 weeks, we've had severe weather on the weekend. This week, the severe weather has flipped around for us a little bit in our favor. It's going to come through tonight. Tomorrow is going to be really windy. They're calling for winds from anywhere from 30 to 40 miles an hour at times tonight and tomorrow. Okay, so that's nothing to play around with. And the good news is though, that's going to start to ease up in the weekend. So we might get a break where you guys who work all week are finally going to be able to get out and enjoy the weekend. Saturday's a little sketchy, but Sunday's shaping up to be really, really nice. Once you're done, the Easter Bunny does his thing and you can cut loose. It might be a beautiful afternoon on Sunday to spend on the water with the family chasing some fish. So there goes our weekend forecast. Let me know how you guys do. Cobia report, like we've been doing every week. They're starting to show up in numbers on the Florida Panhandle. Not just a few, but they're starting to catch some numbers, and they're starting to catch some real quality fish. So give it a few more weeks and it'll be here. I expect sometime in the next 2 weeks to start hearing about fish being caught in our area. So other than that, be patient. Guys, I think it's going to shape up to be a really good spring despite all of the setbacks we had right there at the tail end of the winter and the beginning of the spring. It's starting to look good, so be ready. And if you need anything at all, hit us up on Facebook or email us, Boat Trash Charters, and we'll be able to get covered whatever y'all want to see. So until next Thursday, be safe on the water and good luck.